Okay, so I got a little setup. This was very similar, almost identical to a stage that I ran in the last match. I wanted to work on this entry, and basically I got 3 targets on the left and then 2 targets that I need to shoot through the port. And during that stage, what I ended up doing is I ended up running into the port really aggressively, and it cost me time because I moved and stopped and then started shooting. And after reviewing my video, something like this situation here, I can more effectively blend these positions with a more fluid movement. And this is something that, looking at my match videos recently, I've noticed that I don't do a lot of, or I can do a better job at moving these, like, how can I put this? These short distances, making the movement a little bit more fluid so that I'm shooting as I'm moving through these various positions. And one of the things that I'm trying to, like, from a perspective or a context perspective, or a cue, actually a mental cue, I'm trying to think about this situation more about transitions that require movement, rather than thinking about movement into positions or breaking this down into positions. And actually it's all one position, mentally, right? It's all one position, and what I'm actually doing is just transitioning between the targets. So I know that might sound like semantics, or just using, different words to describe the same thing, but I'm hoping what it does is it allows me to frame stages and my walkthroughs and my plan a little bit differently, so that again, I'm shooting sooner, and I'm running that stage more efficiently. And rather than thinking about, hey, I need to get into that position, it's no, hey, I need to transition onto that target. And that just so happens to require a couple of steps. So again, it's just kind of a mental cue system to kind of make me look at stages and stage plans a little differently than I am right now. So I'm going to work on this a little bit, and I might change it up just to try some other similar situations that present the same challenge for me, but just to keep it fresh. So I'm gonna run this a few times and see how it goes. Okay, that was pretty good, but I had the movement was good. I had 2 mics. I had actually, no, that's not a mic. It's right on the tape, but it's on the edge. I don't like that. I want to be right in the center of that tux right there. And then I had a mic on that one over there. And I think it's because I just transitioned off too early. So let's do that again. Okay, that was much better hit-wise. But I got a lot of lost on my vision here in the middle. I found myself kind of going to the target, my vision transitioning to the target, and I was like, I wasn't looking at any one spot on the target. I kind of just, and the way that I observed that is, I kind of just felt like my eyes were floating around on the target. I also think I can shoot these definitely a little bit more aggressively with less confirmation. So we're going to try that. So that was 616. If it wasn't for that mic on the steel, I would have had it under 6. My hits are good. Mostly alphas. I think I had 1 Charlie there. Movement is good, and that's what I'm really focused on right now, is the movement. At least the way that I feel is it's very fluid. My gun is just, as soon as I'm transitioning over, my gun is there on the target. So that's kind of what I was talking about. I'm going to demonstrate the way that I ran it in the stage right now, just so that you can see what I'm talking about. If you saw that little movement from there, where I just like bursted into that port very aggressively, it slowed me down. So I was at, and I didn't even have that last shot. I ran dry, right? So that was over 7 seconds. So what feels like I'm going faster, right? I'm moving faster. It actually slows me down because it takes me longer to start shooting that target, because in order for me to burst into that position, I kind of have to unmount my gun. I'm no longer aiming down sights, where something like this, what's the point of getting all the way into that port when I can shoot it from further back? And it's just a nice fluid, gentle, you know, almost like you're dancing. I mean, it's like boom, boom, right? And you know, I'm Cuban, so I have salsa dancing in my blood. So I got to take advantage of those God-given gifts, right? So again, if you saw, felt faster, but it wasn't faster. So this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. This is the kind of thing that I have to really focus on during my stage walkthroughs and my stage planning, and then also rehearsal, is just really thinking about how do I get onto that next target as soon as possible. Not so much how do I get into that position to start shooting the next target as soon as possible. It's different. It's definitely different. It might sound the same, but it's definitely different, as I've kind of demonstrated here. So 592, one low Charlie over there. It's just right underneath the A zone. But 592, I shot that a little bit more aggressively. I felt more aggressive too, like I had the eye of the tiger there or something. So again, I'm gonna change this up. I just wanted to see how low I can get it. I could probably push and things will start to fall off. You know what? I'm gonna try. I got one more of this in my mags. So before I reload, I'm gonna try it one more time, and I'm really gonna push here. Okay, so that was without that last hit. I ran dry again on that steel, but I would have hit it. I mean, dot was right there, and it did not move when I pulled the trigger. 481 was the time. Okay, so here's the carnage here a little bit. I had a delta on this target. So this target right here on the inside, I had a delta, and I think it was either, I honestly don't know if I dragged on to that target, so as I was transitioning onto it, I shot too early, or if it was when I dragged off. I have a feeling it was when I started to transition off of that target, because when I transitioned on, I remember seeing my dot right near the A zone where I was looking when I started to fire. So I think it was the second shot. The tux was good. The target I draw onto, A's, alphas on the no shoot, and wow. So alphas on that back target. So honestly, I only dropped that one delta there, and that was just because I started to transition a little bit early. So that's a surprise. Like, I felt like I shot that way more aggressively and possibly outside of my current skill level. And obviously it's not bad. I would take a delta on something like this to drop my time down by a second, if not more. So there you have it, guys. So very interesting little experiment here. All right, guys. Now I'm definitely going to reload my mags and change things up a little bit.